welcome too late to the show. I'm your host, Prophet74. Today, we're gonna bring in some special hardware so you guys can see it. Check it out. So, first of all, I got me a new mouse. But it's not just any ordinary mouse. It's the G903. And the reason I got it, I'm gonna give you some more insight about it. So, we're gonna open up two items for one video kind of thing. And then I got this POWERPLAY. Woo! What is this, you're asking, Prophet? The hell is this? What'd you get? So, if you guys notice, I had a previous mouse pad before. I still have it. It's all lighting up. It's Corsair. Great version of it. Loved it. I mean, my mouse is super smooth when I'm playing. But I have a cable attached to the mouse. So, I wanted the same impact as a cable, but wireless. Can you get that? You're saying, well, here it is. Let me start with the mouse first of all. Now, there's two versions of this mouse that can work with this pad. First of all, we're going to talk about the 903, right? The G903. And I have the older version, the 5 something. I forgot the name of the other one. But it's the same version as this. It just looks a little different. Of course, they give you this fancy, smashy box. If I do say so myself. Very smashy. Same mouse as the last one. The buttons are detachable. There's 2 buttons on the left, and then on the left side there's 2 buttons. There's a friction button on the center. I'm gonna put a little picture on here. The rolling screw, same thing, works fine. Also on and off button. Ooh, fresh on and off button. It turns off, and then there's a little glitch here, which this is where actually all the magic happens. Basically, it's just like you have this little battery thing, but this battery thing is the one that charges the whole system itself. So it comes with instructions, of course. They give you a manual here for all the rest of the stuff. They give you the cable. They give you extra additional case. There's a little nice little touch to it. It's a little case to it. I like it. Which this one contains the actual weights. There's a weight here, and the USB connection. If you don't want it wireless, if you want it connected to a computer directly, and you want to program it to there, you can do it with the wireless USB. But we didn't buy this just because we wanted to do this. We wanted to untether this thing from a USB too also. So this has a little connection here that you actually have to twist it, of course. And they give you the little weight, the little tiny weight with it. And this is the actual weight, so the mouse could be a little bit heavier. But instead of this weight, I ended up putting the actual battery sensor so we could connect this and wireless charge this through the system. So they also give you a couple buttons, little longer buttons if you want to use them, which are really great, neat little buttons. They give you a longer one if you just want one single button. You don't have to have them. I'm going to put a little picture of it so you guys can see it a little closer. The weight too, it's real nice and neat. I like this option. You know, every mouse out there that you're buying now, they come with weights now. But this is a great addition, of course. And they give you the little USB connection. They give you the actual connection, micro USB, where you connect the cable. And it's a long cable. I'm not gonna get it out. Basically, it's made of nylon, the string, but of course it's all covered with. It's covering the wire. Now this micro connection, you can use it to charge any phone too. Now this is a USB extender. It's just a small. It's a converter, a USB converter from USB 3.0 or 2.0. This is a 2.0. It converts to a micro USB, which is not that bad. It's just a converter to have in your machine. So this will be the cable that will be sitting right in front of your mouse. So it could be not charging. So it could be actually connecting to your computer. So it's a great addition that they have out here, but. I mean, times are changing. Things are changing. Sooner or later, this is going to be obsolete. It's going to be all Bluetooth and wireless. I mean, it's a great thing to have, but it's just a great option to have if you're a gamer out there. You want to get fast connection. It's good to have near you. Now the mouse is a basic same old mouse as the other G4s, as the G connection, the G mouse actually. It's the same thing. It has all these same additional things. The buttons are here. They're popping up a little bit. Like I said, they give you 2 additional buttons. These buttons actually pop out. They have a little magnet. They just pop out on the side of it. So if you lose it, it's okay. You got an extra one. Now the only thing I wish they had a 3rd mouse here, because I'm gonna actually give up my 3rd button here. I had a Corsair button that had that little sniper button. Now I'm gonna have to eliminate it no more because I'm not gonna have that. So I'm only gonna have these two mouse buttons here. And I'm gonna use them to reload and shoot or whatever I want to program it. Now there are different additional programs you can do in the mouse. If you're not familiar with it, I'm not gonna make a video out of it, but you can actually program to do different things. So if you want to readjust these buttons for different games, you can do that through here. And of course, the centerpiece of the mouse is where it slows down the actual mouse movement too. You can slow it down too. It has some weight to it, but because it has the built-in batteries on this system, and in order to program it, you have to synchronize this whole system with the mouse pad that we're going to talk about. So I'm going to move this to the side so we can open the next item up. POWERPLAY! It's a wireless charging system. Now, this is a different wireless charging system from the Corsair wireless charging. Now, the Corsair version of the wireless system, it charges only one area in the corner of the mouse pad. Pretty much that's where you're going to charge, you know. This one has an antenna that will charge the entire area. Now, the difference between the Corsair and this one will only charge this type of object, this type of mouse. That's how it's going to charge. So this mouse is going to be charged on this system. There's only two types of mouse that are available for this platform, which is this one. This is one of them, and I'll put the other one on the side too. It charges after it goes down to 3%. It starts charging, you know. So it will never go down to an end of life, you know. So you won't produce a lot of power out of it, which is a great thing too. Now let's open it up and see what we get. Now in front of the cover, just to let you guys know, it tells you right here, the 903 and the G703 are compatible. They're the only two mouse that you can get that are compatible with the system. And you got to buy this separate. Now this was another 150, I believe, $100, I believe, and this was $100. So you're spending almost 250 bucks for an item that you're gonna say, hey, you know, why are you investing so much money on a pad and a freaking mouse? Well, if you're a gamer, it's a must. I mean, you have to have the best item. It's an advantage. I mean, moving the mouse left and right, it slips here and there. The movement of the game, it depends on the connection of your computer and your RAM and so forth. But this is an item that I've been looking for quite a while and waiting for a bit until prices drop or until it actually got fixed, because there's a lot of flaws on this thing too also. Now the reason, the difference between this mouse pad and the Corsair one, the Corsair lights up all around. This one only lights up in here. So if you're into the bells and whistles, you're not going to get it here that much. So let's go ahead and see what you get. First of all, you get this one, this rubber, slippery, same as the Corsair one. It's a mouse pad. You don't even need to use this. You could just take this with you and use the mouse, and the mouse will glide through this whole system itself. Now, what they give you also too, they give you the rubbery one too. This one's more like a cloth version of it, which is okay, you know, but I prefer this one. The slippery one, the plastic one, the more durable. You spill stuff on it, nothing's gonna happen. Now, one thing I gotta mention, this is very fragile. Bending, dropping it, you gotta be careful. So wherever you're gonna place it, make sure it's not gonna be moved a lot. Now this part right here, it feels very silky. I don't think a mouse it's gonna work on this part. It's like, look how like durable, look how it gets. So I'm gonna keep the mouse hat. It's very sticky, very rubbery. It's not made for the mouse. It's made for these pads. That's what it is. It's blue on one end so it could match up and stickify itself. Stickify, I just made a word up right now. But it's one of those neat things that, of course, they give it, the back is all plastic and it's connected. There is a USB connection right in the next of it, but this is the micro USB connection that goes into your computer directly. So when you're playing your computer games, you're playing your games, and you put your stuff in here, it's gonna be charging. You don't need a USB. It's already connected directly to here. It's moving. This is moving. There's no friction on the cloth that much. But like I said, I prefer the harder one, because the harder surface, because it's very slippery. It's very movable, very fast. Love the system out there. So it's one of the things I prefer. I prefer the other one than the cloth. I don't really like cloth, to be honest with you. So this one, I'm never gonna use that much. I'm gonna be more of this version of it, to be honest with you. Now you get two pads, of course. This one's a bit thicker than the other one. This is the size of almost of two of these. but the reason is because it has to be thicker and more durable. Now, they give you the cable itself. The cable, it's here, it's ready to go. You can plug it in. Now, they give you also on top of that the main part of it. This is the actual sensor that charges the mouse. Now, if you notice, the mouse has a little bottom part where is the actual not the battery, but the sensor actually connects to this. It makes contact with it, and right now there's a weight in here, of course, and they give you an additional weight like I showed you earlier, just so you could put it in here. But now this one is the actual sensor that charges this system, charges this mouse at the same time when you're playing. On top of that, they give you instructions on step-by-step how to take this off. You know, basically you just remove one of the items and you put it back on. Now, it's not hard to remove the item unless you have nails, because I couldn't do it because you need some nails, but it's magnet. There's two little magnets that attach to it that makes it simple. Now, it tells you how it's charging and where it charges for, which is very simple. It's just pictures in here. The software itself is very simple to set up. If you ever work with anything Logitech, if you have a mic, a headset, you're not going to have an issue with it. It's very simple, and they don't give you a hard time setting it up. Other than that, there's really nothing else included. Oh, what do you think? They gave you a freaking instructions. This is basically just an empty box with a couple pieces of paper in there. But other than that, it's a great mouse pad that I see that I'm going to try it out. I'm not playing it with it. I'm not setting it up. I'm just going to unbox the system so you guys can see what you guys could set up. The system I was waiting for quite a while. It's finally here. Now, there's one thing that I'm kind of understanding here. There's a connection in here, and this is pretty much the same connection as the one arrived with the mouse. It has a little grip in there, if you notice, like a little hook. That's how it kind of attaches. So I'm gonna be very careful with this mouse pad, because if you drop it or break it, you're gonna have to go back to the store and replace it, because it's very expensive. You're paying $100 for this and another $100 for this. You're spending almost $250 plus tax. Not what I would expect, you know, of a price, but because the technology is so new and people want it, it's just to have. But the best thing about it is just getting rid of the tethering, getting rid of the cable. I have a lot of problems with the cable where it gets in the way. It's an extra attachment. It's inconvenient for me. I would like just to have a mouse and just come in and set up and go and keep it on all the time. I don't have to turn it off. I mean, I can just keep it on constantly, you know, will automatically charge, you know. Now, between this one and the Corsair, this was a little different technology. It only charges this kind of device. Now, on the Corsair, there's a, let me give you an example. So, for example, on the Corsair, there's this something that says Corsair on the corner, and it's a circle too. So, on this device, you could charge this mouse anywhere. On the Corsair, you're only going to be able to charge it in one location. Now, the good thing about the Corsair version is that you could charge any phone, iPhone, Samsung. It works with the same wireless technology as your phone. Yes, I'm correct. As your phone works the same. Now, this one won't charge your phone. This is only made to charge two versions, the 703 and this 903. Basically, that's it. That's all you're getting. So this is made for gaming. It's out there. It's a great item to have. If you have the funds and you want to spend more money on your rig machine, something like, you want to spend more money on something like this big monster, similar to it, and add additional stuff, this is a great buy. Love the mouse. It fits your hand. I reviewed this before. It's the same as the other mouse before, but it's just wireless. That's pretty much what you get. So if you guys like all this stuff I bring in, and if you guys want to continue to see more of these items, let me know. I mean, I will bring them to you. I will make sure that it's more of a gaming show. I do play PUBG once in a while. I play other games, VR settings. I have a little studio here that I do all sorts of things. So I just need more subscribers out there, more support out there, and I will continue bringing hardware and continue bringing great items for all you gamers out there and make it consistent with gaming world. So if you guys like what you see, make sure you subscribe. I'm your host, Prophet74, out.